Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I welcome you to this episode of the program Islam is Beautiful, a program that's designed to let you appreciate yourselves as Muslims and add value to you as an individual. My name is Salma Aditutulawal. Thank you for joining us.
His door is open no matter who you
This program is in memory of Ajia Fauziya Kehinde Lola Ali. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her al-Jannah Firdaus. Ameen.
Open your heart to something greater.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Today on the program we're going to be discussing a topic that every married person out there will be interested in. As Muslims, we will be tried. Allah has promised us a safe landing, not a smooth journey. Meaning, if you're able to pass your trials, Jannah is sure for you, or you must face trials. So today we shall be discussing marriage challenge. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our marriages interesting and sweet. Ameen. And to do this chit-chatting with me, I have Sister Mistura.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sister Toyiba.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And Sister Sakina.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Marriage challenge. When we say something is a challenge, what are we talking about? We want to believe that everybody understands what marriage is, but you can as well tell us about it. Sister Sakina.
Yes, mashallah. Marriage is an injunction of the Holy Prophet, as the Holy Prophet ﷺ was recorded to have said that your faith, your deen is not complete as a Muslim if you do not marry, be you male or female, so we have to get married. And in Islam, it's a doctrine, we have to get married. So marriage challenge are those obstacles or those problems that we face in marriage. And usually when couples come together, the first few weeks, the first few months, they tend to really love each other and there will be no challenges. They might not have any issues. Not until later when responsibilities begin to set in, like who is to do what. And in-laws too, at the beginning, everybody comported himself because the sermon of the Nekai day was still fresh in the ears and everybody comported themselves. But after some time, people tend to forget all those things and the husband begins to have issues with the wife and vice versa, and the in-laws too begin to pick up little issues against the lady or the husband. So challenges are things that are normal in every relationship because we are human beings and it is just normal that we offend ourselves.
Mashallah. Sister Toyiba.
Alhamdulillah for being a Muslim. And when we talk of marriage, it's the only school where you get your certificate before you even start. And everything differs because two people are coming together from different background, from different ethnic orientation, and coming together to stay together is not something that is that easy. But because of the love that binds them together, that brought them together in the first place, they try as much as possible to cope with each other, love their differences, and appreciate each other for being together. So, and every marriage has its own challenges. It differs from different home, from different background. You can't compare the challenges because at times, what you appreciate in your marriage is a challenge for another person. And what some other person sees as the challenge is what one other person appreciates and really wants in one's marriage. So challenges comes from different angles, but it's all about you. So actually accept your marriage, accept your challenges, and be prepared to stay within the marriage.
Yeah, marriage generally is the tradition of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I believe one of the ways challenges spring up is from the differences in our desires or our intentions of going into the marriage or what we're looking for. The man and the woman, each of them could have different expectations, and then it also has to do with your upbringing, what you're used to see your parents do. So when you get into a marriage, people from different backgrounds now see things, and they see things differently, and now living together, it kind of, if they can't bring things together, if they can't harmonize things, if they can't see things from the same perspective, then it challenges set in.
Well, a challenge could be constructive. A challenge could be either positive or negative. Like you marry somebody of a very high level of faith, and This man wakes you up to observe Tahajjud every night, and you don't have that kind of orientation before, or you know it is good, but you don't do it. And this man wakes you up, or he has to wake up every night and disrupts your sleep. So it's a challenge that you have to sit up to be able to measure up to improve your faith. So that's a very positive one. Then the negative one could come in when you marry a husband that snores, or you marry a wife that snores, and you begin to disturb one another. You can't sleep
what
well.
are the examples of challenges we can
For the children?
Actually, challenges in marriages sometimes, most times, are beneficial, because from the challenges you see, from trying to wake up from those challenges, from trying to get out of those challenges, you people kind of find a common ground where you stand. Maybe when the challenges set in, there's quarrels and everything, and then you people get talking. When there's communication, everybody starts to understand. So sometimes challenges could be like a bonding mechanism with that often occurs in marriages that brings couples together, because if challenges don't occur, that means you don't have differences. If you have differences, then you must differ in terms of so many things. And when those challenges arise, when the negative aspects of those challenges come, then you people talk about it. Even sometimes when you don't talk about it, you get used to
know
yes, that's that person's characteristic, and you just.
When I meet some young people, I say, hey, a day will come and you will look at your husband and say, is this the man I married? Because so many negativity will come in and what have you. But the only basic thing is the fear of Allah. And the reason why you went into the marriage. Because if you don't really love this person genuinely, and you don't have the fear of Allah, when it
before we bring love into it, because love, I think is, in my opinion, is personal. Some people, the definition of love is different. Now in Islam, courtship is not so long. Courtship is not. Do you think that this short courtship can help you? If the courtship were longer, do you think it can help the challenges, the negative challenges to reduce?
The fact is this: even if you court for 10 years, you can't know that person into two.
Okay.
Because there is a lot of difference between courtship and marriage. Okay. Because while courting, you hide so many things from each other. You want to be the perfect person to this person. You want to, this man should be perfect. The woman should be perfect. You should see me as a perfect person. So you don't really know each other. But in marriage, we are already tied together. So whether I wear dirty bras on this, or the guy uses a boxer for 1 week and doesn't change it, while cutting, you won't know that. So, but when in marriage, if you say, you are my wife, wash it, and they'll just live with me. That's I'm used to that. Just you can't change me now. You understand? So while you court for 10 years, it does not have anything to do. Courtship is quite different from marriage.
Okay. From our perspective, I think marriage, choosing your partner in marriage has a lot to do with the character of the person, Islam, as in the Islamic background of that person. If that person Islamically is okay, then every other thing around him will be good. Cleanliness is next to godliness, I'm sure. Somebody that's Islamically upright will not wear a boxer for 1 week.
What if he's showing you that he's Islamically upright before you marry him?
And when you got in, you saw that.
Well, the advice of the Prophet was not long courtship. His advice was that marry a woman for 4 things, and I'm sure it goes the other way too. For beauty, for money, for religion, and for family background. So he said, but the best one is for his Islam. That's why sometimes if you look at what you need to go through to get married, one of the things is to search around for people who actually know that person. So if you move close to people that actually know that person can't pretend. He can pretend, but he's pretending. You will find somebody that will tell you that he or she is pretending.
Or tell your family.
Yes, or tell your family or your parents.
But the fact is, at times you can only know about 30% of a spouse before you get married. That's the highest you can know. Yes,
it's true.
It is actually when you get into the marriage that you now begin to learn the other 70%.
What if it's an arranged marriage? I've known this, they've known this person, they know when they give birth to him, so your parents know. It works sometimes. Now, that kind of a person, do you think there's a tendency for the challenges to be very high since he's been known, they know his character?
The irony of it is you cannot predict a challenge in marriage. Okay. At times, the marriage that you think this can't work, you'll be amazed that it works out. But at times, you see some couples and you say, perfect, but what they are going through, by the time you hear it, the facts, you'll be amazed. So one cannot just judge. That is why it is always better that don't ever compare your own with another. Okay. Because challenges differs and it must come. It's something that just must come. Some people don't have challenges after 10 years. Yes. Some don't have challenges after 15 years.
And that's why you see some people breaking up after
at 25 years.
You now wonder
So
why
you wonder what is happening. So people change. We are subject. Change is the most constant thing in life. So you see somebody that has been a very lovely father, lovely husband, and suddenly within 15 years something just got wrong and everything was upside down. So it is just Allah, and one should just be, because at times Allah says He will try us with something of fear and hunger and loss of life, but He will only stay with the steadfast, that you are patient with Him. Now the fact is, we must be tried, and Allah tries those that He loves most. So we should just accept it. When something comes up, then it is part of a trial in life. Because what do you have to say if you don't face trial? So at times it is marriage that is a trial, at times it is just children and what have you.
And then the trial in marriage is not just between the spouses. It could even come from the children. It could come from the in-laws. It could come from anywhere. That is why, like you said earlier, challenges might not start on immediately. Might be after some years. But you holding on, believing in Allah, trusting in Allah, and trying to see if you can save your marriage is like you going through a process of trials, and when you come out triumphant. And if it goes the other way, divorce, even though it's the most halal hated thing inside of Allah, but it's still allowed.
So, as a Muslim couple, at what rate would you think that the challenge has reached its limit?
Well, Almighty Allah says in the Holy Quran that He will not test us with something beyond our capabilities to cope with. And marriage is also a determination. A lot of times, like she rightly said, that you see some people telling you they don't have any issues. Everybody has a challenge to face in marriage. And marriage itself, even among your siblings that grew, your siblings that you grew through the same parents, you were nurtured on the same environment, you always have issues with them. So not how much more do you expect of somebody coming totally from a different background? So you should expect that issues are normal to happen in marriage. Now, when does it become excessive? It's subjective. What I can take, you might not be able to take it. But as much as possible, let us relate with ourselves with the fear of Almighty Allah. The Holy Prophet Muhammad says, he says, if you love for the sake of Allah. And if you will hate for the sake of Almighty Allah. If you have a strong faith in Almighty Allah, you will do this thing with the consciousness. And while going into the marriage, just getting married because people are getting married. You're going into the marriage that I am going to work on this person. I have seen him as an imperfect creature. And you have the mission not to gain from him. It's a symbiotic relationship. You're going to add value to that person. And at the same time, that person is also going to improve you. So if you go with the notion of going to improve that person, it is good for you to just see his shortcomings as among those challenges, those things you want to work upon in his life. And probably that is why Allah has chosen you for him. Because no marriage just happens. In Islam, no marriage just happens. It is divine. And that is why anything that has to do with husband-wife relationship is not something that you just do, or two people meet themselves, have sexual intercourse. It is wrong. That is why it's a process, and it's a spiritual process. Allah has destined that you and that person are going to meet for the purpose of improving yourselves. He has a weakness and you have it as a strength. You balance it up such that at the end of the day, it will be a symbiotic relationship and everybody grows together.
One major thing that I notice that actually affects marriage mostly is inferiority complex. And I think it's a high time we need to actually review this. Inferiority complex, maybe the wife is a graduate, the husband is not. Or the wife is
I think it's normal for the wife that is not graduate to marry somebody who
It happens.
It happens very
So in most of the cases, inferiority complex now sets in. And maybe even both of them are graduates and the wife decides I want to go for a master's or my PhD or what have you. And she's doing well in her business. Then the husband feels that, wow, she's good. Some husband will say, my wife dare not buy a land. And even if she has the money, he won't accept. And it goes worse most of the time when the wife is financially buoyant than the husband. So many things comes in. In a nutshell, when challenges come, it is just Allah. Because Allah hates divorce, yes, but He said He hates it, but when it gets to some level, it is accepted.
Yes, a Muslim man. When we say a Muslim man, how many men are Muslim enough to be like the Prophet.
So when they are not like the Prophet, what do you do?
You can't
compare
them.
There's
no basis. That's what I'm saying.
You just play your part.
All right, my dear sister, let's take a break now. Let's take a break and check out the book that we have on our read a book segment today. It's an interesting topic. I'm sure a lot of women out there, they're thinking, let me see what I'm going through. But see, every situation is a trial. And we have said it that Allah has not promised anything but a safe landing if you know that you must be tried. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. We take this book and let's see how it corroborates what we are saying here today. Bismillah. On our read a book segment today, we shall be recommending to you this 154-page book titled Marital Discord, Causes and Cure, written by Majdi Muhammad Al-Shawawi. According to this book, a blissful marriage is both stable and peaceful. It abounds with mutual love, compassion, and mercy, while disagreements and discourse are reduced to a minimum level. This is not to say that a blissful marriage is altogether free from problems and disagreements between husband and wife. At least some disagreements are inevitable while some are not. The difference is that some couples know how to cope with and solve disagreements that arise so often, whereas other couples don't know how to. Islam provides the groundwork for a happy marriage as long as both husband and wife adhere to Islam's teaching, and as long as they observe Allah's commands and prohibitions, they will share a happy life together. Take this book today and set a value-adding standard for your marriage. Remember, readers are leaders.
I praise Allah for sending me you, my love. You found your home, it's here with me, and I'm here with you. Now let me let you know, you've opened my heart. I was always thinking that love was wrong, but everything was changed when you came along. Oh, and there's a couple of words I wanna say. For the rest of my life, I'll be with you, I'll stay by your side, honest and true to the end of my time. I'll be loving you for the rest of my life, through days and nights. I'll thank Allah for opening my eyes, now and forever. I'll be there for you. I know it deep in my heart. I feel so blessed when I think of you, and I ask Allah to bless all we do. You're my wife and my friend and my strength, and I pray we're together in Jannah. Now I found myself, I feel so strong. Yes, everything was changed when you came along. Oh, and there's a couple of words I wanna say. For the rest of my life, I'll be with you, I'll stay by your side, honest and true to the end of my time. I'll be loving you for the rest of my life, through days and nights. I'll thank Allah for opening my eyes, now and forever. I'll be there for you. I know it deep in my heart, and now that you're here in front of me, I strongly feel love. And I have no doubt, and I sing it loud, that I will love you eternally. For the rest of my life, I'll be with you, I'll stay by your side, honest and true to the end of my time. I'll be loving you for the rest of my life, through days and nights. I'll thank Allah for opening my eyes,
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. This is the question we think we should have for this week. And the fact for this week will go thus. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Now my sisters, we have said so many things. We know that, okay, we have agreed that when it becomes life-threatening, well, you can leave. If Allah, I believe that Allah gives us this level of tolerance and it differs. But in one word, there's a sister out there that the marriage is so challenging now. She's thinking of, well, I want you, Sister Sakina's advice. There's a sister that is already thinking, my mom is a single mom and I won't take rubbish. I won't take this rubbish that she's taking. So I want you to talk to that person, and then I want you to talk to the generality of Muslims. What are the things, what are the major things that we can do? We already know that these challenges will come. What are the things we can do to prepare our mind?
Yes, mashallah. To the sister that has a very turbulent home at this period, I want you to know that it's a test of your faith. Almighty Allah says in the Holy Quran, there is nothing you do with prayers. All you need to do is to pray, pray, pray. And if you pray, Almighty Allah says, Ista'inu bis-sabri was-salat. You should seek help with Allah, with patience and perseverance. And by the grace of God, Allah is going to accept your prayers, and Allah will bring you. He's going to make your husband that was tougher than Pharaoh. You just realize Allah has changed him, and he has become so soft, and he understands everything, and he has become a caring husband. He has become more responsible. So, and to the husband too, that thinks his wife is so stubborn and all, put it in your prayers, because marriage is a challenge for both husband and wife. We talked about only the wives. So to the brother too, or the husband, you see it as trying to mold yourselves up for better. You try to enlarge in your heart, try to improve your forgiveness, try to continue to overlook, and most importantly, support that your partner in prayers. If she has a weakness or he has a weakness that you see as a challenge and it's really troubling you, put it onto Almighty Allah, and mashallah, Allah is going to make you overcome the problem.
The fact is this: nobody can make us happy. A woman was interviewed and they said, does your husband make you happy? And she said no. That because my happiness have been, when I was single, I was happy. Before I got married, I was happy. And our happiness should not lie in anybody. It is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that can actually make us happy. So when we put our trust in Him, then He will always help us. So we should not if you put happiness in your spouse, then you are bound to be unhappy for the rest of your life. So what you just do is make yourself happy, do what will make you happy, and always follow the rules of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when it comes to marriage, and obey Allah, and everything will come in place for you, inshallah.
On a general note, as Muslims, we should recognize that our homes, marriage is like the basis, is the foundation of the ummah. So when we're going into it, we should try to get it right. We should follow the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in choosing our spouses. And then whenever we get into it, we should be patient, we should persevere. Whatever we see, whatever happens, we should know that we are two different people coming together to form a home for a particular reason. And like we've been saying all along, that whatever we are doing, we should always try to do it with the intention that we want to worship Allah. So when you do it with the intention that you want to worship Allah, whatever challenges you see there, you want to overcome it, you want to pass that test, and then end rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that should always be our goal, our focus, that we want to have beautiful homes, not perfect homes, but at least a home where children can be raised in good environments and properly. May Allah help us.
Amen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us and make our marriages challenge free. And if there will be challenges, let them be positive ones. And we can start doing that from today by psyching ourselves up to make them all positive. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us. Know that there is a leaf never falls off its tree without Allah's consent, meaning destiny has been written for every single marriage. So all you need to do is strive to make it work. But if it does not and is life threatening, Allah says divorce. is hated but lawful, or you must have been seen to have done every single thing that you can do to make the marriage work, because that is the only way the society can be free from so many vices. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us and make our marriages work for good, inshallah. Do join us again next time for another enlightening episode of this program. Do not forget our slogan: don't tell people that you are a Muslim. Let them see, show them, let your marriage work, and let them know that you are a Muslim. From my sisters and my hair, we say
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
His door is open no matter who you
This program is in memory of Ajia Fauziya Kehinde Lola Ali. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Al-Jannah Firdaus. Ameen.
Open your heart to something greater.
The